Hello plant people, how are you guys doing? So if you're new to this series that we're doing with Connected to the Land and PV Mart, my name is Ashley and I'm a soil scientist with a plant science minor, and we're doing literally indoor growing because we're Canadian or Northern American, whatever you may be. And I'm not gonna lie, but the cold, us gardeners, houseplant people, we don't like it. We don't like it very much. So we're gonna turn that around and we're gonna start growing indoors. And so we're specifically growing hydroponically, which you may be intimidated by, but if you've followed this entire series start to finish so far, you have to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what stage you're at or what video you're on, and whether or not you've grabbed your hydro system, whether it's the Jiffy Hydro or the Root Farm system from PV Mart yet, because I would love to know, and if you're following along or not. So we are taking this slow. This is for absolute beginners, and I can promise you, I can guarantee you, I'm going to completely change your mind when it comes to hydroponically growing and growing indoors. So it's really common that we get intimidated by hydroponics, and I don't think it's because of the system itself. I think it actually comes down to this and then pH. We're going to talk about fertilizer here. We went to PV Mart in the first video and I showed you a ton of fertilizer, and some of you may have been overwhelmed, but I can promise you, you do not need to be, because we're literally going to talk about exactly what you need today. PV Mart's made it really nice and easy for us. They have everything laid out perfectly in a row based on what you need. Now, whether you're using the Jiffy Hydro, if you're using the Root Farm method, it does not matter. You can use the same products in both systems. So with the Root Farm products, we have a base, which is part 1, and then we have 3 bottles that are labeled with part 2. So the bottles labeled with part 2, there are 3 options. The first one is all-purpose. The second option is veggies and fruits, and the third option is a bloom formula. So for those of us that are growing leafy greens, such as herbs, lettuce, that sort of thing, we just need the all-purpose bottle, which is what I have here today, because the last video we did, we planted herbaceous plants. And so the all-purpose looks like this. It says part 2 on it, and it says Root Farm, and this bottle is gonna run you, I think, $9. I may be overestimating that, but it's pretty cheap, and this is going to last you a very long time. And the other 2 options, the bloom formula, it has a pretty little flower on the front. I'll insert some images of what that looks like. That product would be used for those of you who are trying to grow maybe flowers indoors, or for those cannabis growers out there, you would be using the bloom part 2 formula. For those of you that are growing pepper plants, tomato plants, something that has a fruit on it with seeds in it, cucumbers, you name it, then you would be using that veggie formula, which is the red bottle. So it's red, pink, and green. So in this case, we're using green. Now, when it comes to the base, which is part 1, all of us need it, regardless of what you're growing. And so this says base part 1, and it is pink in it. So all the part 2s have like this light gray, and the dark gray is the base formula here. So I actually went to PV Mart today to grab these, but I also wanted to physically look at like what the packaging looked like before I made this video, so I could really give you a visual what we're looking for at the store. We don't actually have to fertilize until we start to see some development. Once we notice we can see some plant action, then we can go ahead and add the part 1 and then the part 2. This is really simple, you guys. The Root Farm brand has made it really nice and gentle on us. So on the back, it actually has 3, that's a beautiful little graph, and I'll insert some closer imagery of that up on the screen. So it has the 3 options, and it will tell you if you're using part 2 all-purpose, if you're using fruit and flower, or if you're using the part 2 tomato and veggie. And then all you need to do is move your concentration over based on what you are using. So if you're in the seedling stage, meaning you have 1 true leaf, and we'll look at what that looks like when we get some action on our plants. So seedling stage with 1 leaf, we would do the 5 milliliters and 5 milliliters. Early growth stage would be when we're getting to the 3 to 4 leaf stage on our plant. Then we would do 7.5 milliliters by 7.5 milliliters. And then for the mature growth stage, we would do 10 milliliters by 10 milliliters. So the second stage is the one that holds all the secrets, and that actually speaks to more so how often you're actually going to reapply those levels of nutrients, because obviously your plants are going to use this up and you need to replenish it as needed. So you'll actually only need to fertilize once every 2 weeks. So mark it on the calendar every 2 weeks. You're just going to add a little bit more solution into the actual feed itself. So one thing that's really important about fertilizer and hydroponic is pH. So I have the Root Farm pH test kit here with me, but we're actually going to go to the Root Farm system and the Jiffy Hydro system. I'm going to show you how we test or what exactly is going on inside of that system and how we fertilize with these two products. So we're here in front of the Root Farm, and it's been a week, not even, I don't think it's been a week. I think it's been about 5 days, and we have some action. I'm actually surprised by this. So I actually am going to fertilize today. I just want to show you guys real quick what it looks like. You can see some little babies in there. So I believe that's oregano. The two oreganos have come up, and I can see some of the basils coming through too. So you have some action. My water indicator is nice and high, but I'm just going to quickly show you guys in here what the water level is at. And I do need to open this up actually to fertilize anyways. So I'm just gonna pop these out because I don't think I showed them in the initial setup video, so it's gonna get loud here for a second, but you can see the water actually coming through on these pipes and then flashing onto these grow containers here. So I'm gonna shut this off so it's nice and quiet while I'm talking, and then we'll hop into the fertilizing and all that fun stuff. Now I'm going to put in part 1 and part 2 at the same time, and I'm going to follow the instructions on the back as they pertain to seedling stage specifically. So if we look here on part 1, it says 5 milliliters and 5 milliliters, and I have a handy dandy measuring cup here, and it's 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters. So just go to the Dollarama or wherever you need to go to and grab some of, buy a fertilizer specific one, or if you're a gardener, you likely already have some sort of a measuring cup out there. So I'm going to do 1 of the part 2, and then I'm going to do 1 of the part 1, and then I'm going to let it run for about 10 or so minutes before I do the next step, and we'll show you what that looks like as well. So when it comes to the actual pH of the water, it is very important, and you will notice that they have these wonderful pH test kits at PV Mart, and you do need to grab one. And it's kind of funny because in hydroponics we really obsess about pH, and we're all about it because we deem it very important to the actual plant's growth. But in the gardening community, we never really talk about soil pH, but it's equally just as important. So, fun fact about plants, they have a very specific pH range they need to be in order to capture nutrients. If we're outside of that pH range, our plants can't grab the nutrients from the water or from the soil. So whether you're an outdoor gardener or an indoor gardener, you should be testing your soil pH. The good news is hydroponic pH soil testing is really easy to do. So this kit makes it super simple, stupid. And if you're a fish tank owner, you already know this game. So it is simply a vial with some drops in it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use this little kit. The kit's really cheap to purchase, and again, a little bit's going to go a long way. Only buy 1 kit. It's going to last you a really long time. We have a vial here with a white cap. All we're going to do is simply dunk the vial into the water after some of the fertilizer has mixed in, and we're going to fill it to about halfway with the water from our actual vessel. So you can see here, that's what it looks like. It's just the water out of the actual grow container itself. Next step, we're going to grab our Root Farm pH tester, and we're going to give it a little tiny shake here. Also, I guess if you're a pool person, that was just my dog. If you're a pool person as well, you test pH on a pretty regular basis. Sauna owners, hot tub people out there, and you're going to put 3 to 5 drops into this container. So I'm going to go with 4 because I'm a scientist, and that's just the way my brain works. So we're going to do 4 drops in half of one of these vials. So once that's in there, we're gonna put the cap back on. We're gonna give it a little tiny shake, and then we're gonna see what our pH is. Is there any 90s babies out there? what was it? Gene Simmons, I think, was the one that our mothers used to exercise to. And they're like, shake, shake, shake. Anyways, bad joke. Okay. So inside this vial, we have color now. We have a wonderful color. And so we have a nice dark green here. And on the back of this actual container, we have numbers with colors. And so all we have to do is actually match the color of this tube up to the color on this bottle. So we can see here, based on the bottle and the color of this vial, that we're sitting actually at about an 8, which is outside of the scope of what we need for our plants to grow in. So the colors that we do want to see is actually the yellow, or kind of like this brownish color. That's actually our really ideal range. But this is good news, because now that my pH is off, I can actually show you how to change it. So that is where these two products come in. Now, you probably won't have to buy both bottles. You most likely are just going to have to buy one, and the one you do purchase is going to be completely based on what that pH test turns out to. Your water that you use in this vessel is almost always going to show the same pH unless you move or you change your water source that you're filling this vessel with. So my home water is clearly at a pH of 8, and I kind of already knew that because I do have a fish tank, and my fish tank usually reads around a pH of 8 as well. So I'm going to use pH down in this case to get it to a 6.5 ideally. So the pH down is the orange bottle. Now, if you're reading below a 6.5, say a 5 or a 4, then you're going to want to get the blue bottle, which is pH up. Now, if you read the backs of these bottles, it is going to tell you that it doesn't know how much you need, and it's because they quite honestly do not know how much of this product you need for the vessel, because it's going to completely depend on your pH, the volume of water, a whole bunch of different factors. So what we want to do is we want to slowly add some of this product and continually test over and over again. So I'm going to start off with a capful at a time. I'm going to mix it up into the solution. I'm going to retest, and then we'll see where we're at. You don't want to get this on your skin because it is an acid or a base. So glasses or safety goggles of some sort, and preferably gloves if you're dealing with children. If you're an adult and you get to a sink fast enough, you can just use the cap. So let's start with that one capful, give it a little mix, and then see where we're at. So this will actually work pretty quickly when it comes to actually changing the pH in and of itself. All it's doing is it's actually grabbing or releasing hydrogen ions. That's what pH is. It's counting the number of hydrogens within our solution. I was going to say soil solution. We're not dealing with soil, in our water solution. So that's all we're looking at here. So it works pretty quickly. It's a relatively fast chemical reaction. So yeah. Okay, let's retest this and see where we're at. So again, vial, we fill it about halfway, and we're going to do 4 drops of the pH tester. We have some color change. Like I said, it's pretty quick. So give it a little shake, and I think we're dead on the money now. So we'll line it up against on here, and we can see that I'm at I'm a 6. Oh well, you can see I'm between probably a 6 and a 6.5. What I could do is I could add a little bit of pH up now if I wanted to, but honestly, that's probably quite all right. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm confident that that will do much better than the 8 we initially had, and we are done. So the key to all this is that you would fertilize with your part 1 and your part 2 first, and then you're going to test for your pH after. And this process you are going to do every single time you fertilize. So every single time you fertilize, you get to be a soil scientist. You get to be an Ashley for a couple moments. I hope this didn't intimidate you. I hope this kind of shone a little bit of light how easy hydroponics is. And honestly, you saw how quick the turnaround was, even for the seeds themselves sprouting and getting that first couple leaves on the actual plant. And you can see how quickly hydroponics does work. I do quite honestly think that the tediousness, if you call it even that, of testing the pH and really balancing the pH with the nutrients is crucial, and it has a big effect on how quickly the plant grows and how fast you can get produce off of it. The hydroponic systems generally produce much faster and have much higher yields than that of the outdoors. So if you are an outdoor gardener though, pH is important. So something else to just keep in mind, but we just can't focus on it as often in an outdoor scenario, or we just simply forget quite often as well. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You have to let me know if you're following along with this series, what videos you want to see next, any specific questions you may have about hydroponics or just growing indoors in general. The next video is going to be on lighting. Yes, lighting. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.